Hello. Over the Christmas holidays, I rewatched the film Avatar. And then in the last few days, I went to the cinema to see the sequel, which has recently been released. Some of you may love the films, and some may well be less keen. However, whatever your opinion, it can't be denied that the Avatar movies are set to become one of the most successful collections ever released. The first Avatar film had a box office gross of almost $3 billion, the highest of all time. The sequel has so far taken almost $1.5 billion, and so is looking to be equally impressive. There are no doubt many reasons for the success of the franchise, but one is certainly that the filmmakers have built an extensive fictional universe that rivals Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, and the Marvel Universe in its complexity. This includes the Na'vi language, created by Paul Frommer, a US professor of linguistics. Now, one very important phrase in this language and culture is "Nwel nagati kamaye." This means "I see you," with the accompanying gesture. The phrase is important in both films, and it embodies how the Na'vi perceive each other. Not only does it refer to the literal act of seeing someone, but it expresses that they truly recognize them in a spiritual sense. It encompasses acceptance, understanding, respect. It recognizes the value of the other, and it can include deep affection too. Today is the Christian feast of the Epiphany. This marks the visit of the wise men to Jesus. This festival is hugely important for many Christians, especially those who are part of the Orthodox tradition. The Gospel of Matthew tells of magi, or wise men, who followed a star from the east to Bethlehem in search of a newborn king. There they found Mary and the infant Jesus, and they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now, these are clearly not the average gifts that you'd take to a newborn, but they hold deep spiritual significance. Gold signified Jesus' status as King of the Jews. Frankincense represented his divinity, that he was worthy of worship, and his identity as the Son of God. And myrrh touched upon Jesus' mortality, and that his death would have a profound significance for humanity. It could be argued that in these gifts, the wise men are saying, "I see you," to Jesus. More than just seeing a baby, they see his spiritual significance. They see beyond the outer appearance. Now, what's all the more meaningful is that the Magi were not even Jews. They were foreigners. They had a totally different religion, and yet they expressed a deep understanding of who Jesus was. In a similar manner, throughout his entire ministry, Jesus himself had many encounters with people with whom he might have said to them, "I see you." He had encounters with people that looked way past their social status, looked beyond their gender, ignored their age, ignored whether they were accepted by others or whether they were an outcast. He saw them in a profound way. However, I do not think that that stopped 2,000 years ago. I think that still, today, right now, God looks at us and he says, "I see you." He sees our value, our uniqueness, our strengths, our frailties, our doubts, our hopes. He sees beyond any barriers that we put up, and he looks with love at the essence of our being. So, my prayer today is that we might all come to know the truth of this reality, that God sees each one of us and loves us. And that in turn, we might also be able to say, "I see you." And we might, like the wise men, see Jesus for all that he is. Bless you all.